The Writers Guild of America strike has entered its second week, and for America's late-night comedians, that means pencils down. But as the news doesn't stop, that silence also means punchlines for that news aren't getting told. So it's time for a new segment of ours called Sorry, Not Sorry. On May 10th, federal prosecutors charged Representative George Santos with 7 counts of wire fraud, 3 counts of money laundering, 2 counts of making materially false statements to the House of Representatives, and 1 count of stealing public funds. The charges are tied to his campaign fundraising and unemployment fraud. Prosecutors say he received about $25,000 in unemployment insurance benefits during 2020 and 2021 at the height of the pandemic, when he was in fact making around $120,000 a year. Santos, of course, pleaded, not George Santos. In an obvious attempt to distract from a jury finding former President Trump liable for sexual abuse and defamation, the House Judiciary Committee, led by Representative Jim Jordan, released a report insisting that Hunter Biden's laptop and emails were real, by which we presume the Republicans were trying to imply there was something incriminating on them, rather than the more obvious fact that Hunter Biden actually had emails. The report promised to prove that senior intelligence community officials and the Biden campaign worked to mislead American voters, but instead the 65-page document seemed to back up the former intelligence officials who said the news story about the laptop had all the hallmarks of a Russian disinformation effort. Swing and a miss, Jimbo! Meanwhile, the House Oversight Committee has repeatedly promised supporters to unleash Judgment Day on the Biden White House. But their latest report presented nothing more than a lot of innuendo and gossip of recycled claims, and again, without any evidence. Clearly, they're hoping none of their supporters will bother to read the report. That's likely true. Few Republicans can even read. The Biden family is the term the right-wing Republicans use to make it sound as if the president was part of the business dealings of his son Hunter and brother James. But even where they can point to payments being received, none of the transactions have any illegality to them, nor do any tie into the president himself. Probably because, unlike Trump, the Bidens don't have a family business. When asked about the lack of evidence tying President Biden to corruption, Oversight Committee Chair Representative James Comer said, quote, I don't think anyone in America would think that it's just a coincidence that 9 Biden family members have received money. We believe that the president has been involved in this from the very beginning. End quote. While Senator Ron Johnson was clearer. Ronnie told Fox News Channel personality Maria Bartiromo, quote, you have to infer what's happening here. You're not going to get necessarily hard proof. End quote. Or as the New York Times story about the report headlined, House Republican report finds no evidence of wrongdoing by President Biden. Ouch. Funny thing is, there is one multiple-member presidential family that do have a family business. They have received money, much of which has clearly been done in violation of U.S. consumer, corporate, and tax law, and all of which each member has clearly benefited from. And often their transactions are at odds with U.S. law and American foreign policy. But this segment isn't about Dumbo. Sorry, not sorry.